Trump has slowly built up his legal team because he knows he's in a world of shit. He may not feel any kind of responsibility for what a fuck up he is. He may not feel any kind of sense that he is totally unqualified to be where he is, way over his head, doesn't know shit about anything. It's amazing the depth of the ignorance of this man. I don't know why it's amazing. It's just that down through history, whoever wound up as president of the United States, possibly 2 or 3 exceptions, knew what the fuck they were getting into. They knew how to read a map. They knew where England was. They knew a little bit about the Federal Reserve System. They knew about tariffs. This crazy fucker doesn't know anything about anything. He doesn't read. He doesn't study. He doesn't pay attention. He watches Fox. If you want your brain to become like Swiss cheese, watch Fox. Watch the Fox sewer. Eventually, you won't even know your own fucking name. Well, he has this big legal team because I guess somebody, maybe the Nazi Jew Stephen Miller, whispered in his ear, "Boss, you're in a bunch of trouble." You think? So he has this legal team, ostensibly led by, not led by, but the front man for this is this crazy little clown, this little toad, Giuliani, who every Sunday goes on the Sunday news talk shows and completely destroys any hope that Trump's real attorneys might have of getting this criminal fucker off with, life. So Trump now has about a dozen lawyers, according to the New York Times. I think it's the New York Times. And the reason he has that many is because they're dealing now with 2 federal investigations, one in New York and one in Washington. Remember, the one in New York is investigation of Trump Incorporated, how they've been stealing left and fucking right for God knows how many decades. And then, of course, his collusion with the Russians and his obstruction of justice. Both pose some serious threats to his so-called presidency, and one of them poses a serious threat to his business. I guess I'll call it business. But this legal team, they're trying to understand where these 2 investigations could be headed and to what degree Trump has legal exposure to both of them. And the reason they're having trouble, they have a client who's a fucking liar. He even lies to his lawyers. Look, you're supposed to never lie to your lawyer, if you have one, your doctor, or your religious fuckwad. Never. I mean, if you're stupid enough to believe in religion, then okay, if you have a priest or an imam or a rabbi or a minister or something, don't lie. I don't know why that rule is in there, because they're lying to you, but don't lie. But never to your lawyer or your doctor. Because they're both there to try to save your ass. The religious guy is just there to fuck your mind. But the doctor and the lawyer, they're just there trying to save you. But Trump is such a monumental liar that his legal team right now, they're sitting around going, well, what part of what this asshole says is true? As the Times puts it, the lawyers have only a limited sense of what many witnesses, including senior Trump administration officials and Trump's business associates, these lawyers have no clue as to what all these people have told investigators and what the Justice Department plans to do with the incriminating evidence that they're building up about Trump. That is according to interviews with more than a dozen people close to the president. You know, if you can't hide the structural aspects of your penis from the world, you're sure not going to hide the lies you've been telling your lawyers. Ooh, oh, I keep thinking. Oh, my God. What's more, it's not clear if Trump has given his lawyers a full account, the truth of some of the shit that he's been involved in as president, or the decades when he was running the Trump organization. Trump does not tell the truth to anybody. He is a pathological liar that gave the term its weight. Pathological liar. I have a feeling before Trump, people were called liars. And I would go beyond pathological liar. I think he is a toxic liar, because anyone who gets around him gets polluted by it. But he's also a malignant liar. Pathological sounds a little bit too, oh, here, let's do some therapy and help you out of it. But he's a malignant liar, like malignant cancer cells. And so the people who are his attorneys are fucked. They have got to try to defend somebody who will not be honest with them. And of course, the major problem facing Trump right now, in terms of the hustle and flow of what's going on, is the fact that Manafort pled guilty, or pleaded guilty, to corruption charges on Friday and agreed to cooperate with prosecutors. I just wonder what Trump thought about that night when he was eating his cheeseburgers, because a week or so before, when he was found guilty of 8 felony charges, and Trump stood there pounding himself on the chest and saying, hey, Paulie didn't break, all right, eh? Even when they were putting the pressure on him, he didn't break. That's my man, Paulie. Paulie, I love you, all right? I'll come and visit you. In the meantime, fuck you. I mean, you know, what can I say, Paulie? But he didn't break. Hey, did you see? He didn't break. My man didn't break, huh? Jesus Christ.